Hey guys, Mrs. Bryant. Welcome back to Flip Video. I hope you had a great Christmas vacation. We are going to go ahead and get started with graphing to find the x and y values that simultaneously satisfy a system of linear equations. Before we get started, I want to go ahead and make sure you have out the Graphing to Solve Systems handout I gave you in class today. These slides go pretty much hand in hand, so make sure you're paying attention to your paper and also what's going on in the video. Before we start, I want to make sure that we kind of remember some things. Remember, y equals mx plus b because that is the way we're going to be writing our equations. Remember, our b is our y-intercept, and this is going to be your starting point when you're graphing, when it asks you to graph those equations. Remember, m is your slope, and when you're graphing it, it is rise over run. That should be a review of what we did the first semester. But I need you to know what those are when we're graphing these equations. So go ahead and pause until you have your sheet out, and then we can go ahead and get started. You can press play when you're ready. So the new rapper, QTPI, is searching for a recording studio to make her demo CD. The cost of a CD at Quadrant Music Incorporated is $2 per song, plus a $1 fee for materials. And it says Slope Recording Company charges $1 for each song plus $5 for materials for a CD. And eventually we want to figure out which company should QTPI use. So the cost of a CD at Quadrant Music Company is $2 per song plus a $1 fee for materials. It says write, this is number 1 on your handout, write the linear equation to determine y, the total cost of a CD, if x songs are purchased from Quadrant. We know it's $2 per song. This per means that that's where your x is going to go, and a $1 fee means that is your y-intercept. So your equation should be y equals 2x plus 1. And it says graph it on the coordinate plane that's on your recording document. I don't have one on the slide, but you need to go to +1 and put a dot. Then you need to rise 2 and to the right 1, and there's your second dot, and that'll be your line. And you need to make sure you label it make sure you label it quadrant on your graph. And I'll show you an example in just a minute. Alright, it says Slope Recording Company charges $1 for each song plus $5 for materials. Write the linear equation to determine y, the total cost of a CD, if x songs are purchased from Slope Recording Company. And this is number 2, so we're going to write y equals $1 for each song tells you that that's x, $5 for materials is going to be your y-intercept. So it's going to be 1x plus 5. Your y-intercept is 5, and your slope is you're going to go up 1 and to the right 1. And there's going to be your second dot. Go ahead and connect those dots and label it slope. And this is what your graph in your table should look like. It says the new rapper QTPI is searching for a recording studio to make her demo CD. The cost. So this right here is what your graph should look like on your recording document. And you'll notice that it intersects at 1 point. So what number of songs makes the cost of both companies the same? That's where they're going to intersect. So what number of songs? The answer is 4. So on number 3, it says if QTPI purchases 4 songs, the cost will be the same at both recording companies. And that should be those 2 blanks. Notice on your table, you'll notice that the cost is the same for 4 songs. Number 4, it says, what numbers of songs make Quadrant Music Incorporated cheaper? That means quadrant is right here, and this is slope when we enter it in the calculator. you're looking for that this is less than for number 4. So where are these less than this one right here? And the answer will be right here. So your answer for number 4 is less than 4 songs. That is when Quadrant Music Incorporated will be cheaper. Number 5, it says what number will Slope be the cheapest? So now you're looking for Slope to have the less than. And if you look at your table, the answer is right here. So your answer is it's going to be greater than 4 songs. Slope would be cheaper if you bought 5, 6, 7, all, and continuing all the way down. Let's look at the graph though, because that's what's on your paper. Quadrant, the cheaper the cost is going to be the lower on the Y's. Okay, so quadrant is cheaper here. Once you reach that intersection point, it is no longer the cheapest. So above that, it's going to be more expensive. And then if slope continues, that's where it's going to be cheaper there. It says, so which company should QTPI use? And the answer to that question, which is number 6, the answer is it depends on how many songs she wants to make. Okay, so number 7 says the intersection point for the graph of the equations is 4, 9, and this means that the x value of 4 and the y value of 9 simultaneously satisfy both equations. And where it says to prove it, here is the proof. You plug in 4 for x and make sure it equals 9. 2 times 4 is 8 plus 1 is 9, so that works. On the other side for slope, 4 plus 5 is 9, so it works. So the intersection point of the graphs of these equations is the solution, this is what goes in that blank, to the system of linear equations. Moving on to number 8. It says, but do the graphs of linear equations always intersect? It says, help QTP compare these recording companies. The cost of a CD at Discrete Music Design is $3 per song. And it says the cost, or for a CD at Linear Tunes Unlimited, there's a materials fee of $4 and then $3, or each song costs $3 to record. It says write the equation for each company to determine. So we have Discrete Music Company is y equals 3x, and there is no fee, so there's no y-intersect. Then we have Linear Tunes Unlimited, y equals $3 per song, so 3x plus $4 fee. So now we need to graph. Y equals 3x. I do not have a y-intercept, so I'm going to put a dot at 0, 0. And then my slope is up 3 and over 1, down 3 and over 1. So here's my first line. And you know that I cannot draw lines, so bear with me. That's DMC. So let's graph LTU. I have positive 4. Positive 4, and then my slope is up 3, over 1, down 3, and over 1. What do you notice about these lines if Miss Bryant could draw them correctly? These are parallel lines. So when the graphs of the equations are parallel, you will notice that there are no solutions to the system of linear equations. So those two blanks, parallel, there is no solution. All right, last example. All right, last example. It says, well, there's the equations. The cost of a CD at Any Quality Music is $4 per song plus a materials fee of $1. Says the CD at Constant Songs Incorporated, there's a material fee of $6 and each song costs $4 to record. However, this month they are offering a $5 discount off the materials. So write each an equation. So y equals 4x plus 1, 4 per song, $1, and then $4 per song plus a $6 fee but a discount of 5, so you have plus 6 minus 5. It says graph each, so I'm going to go back to red. So plus 1, and then my slope is up 4 and over 1, or down 4 and to the left 1. So there's my first line. Change back to blue. This goes from y equals 4x plus 1. What do you notice about these two equations? They're exactly the same. So your line is going to be exactly the same. So if parallel lines have no solution, what could you assume of lines that are simultaneous? The slopes and the y-intercepts are the same, so the graphs are coincidental. And we know that there are infinite many solutions to a system of linear equations whose graphs are the same line. That is it for the video tonight. Make sure if you have any questions, you leave them in the comment section below. Otherwise, make sure you bring your ISN and this paper to class tomorrow so we can put it in our ISN and be ready to practice together in class. Hope you have a great night.